As part of my visit to New York City in June 2023, I visited Brooklyn Museum and I went to see its Pablo-Matic, Picasso According to Hannah Gadsby. Hannah Gadsby is an Australian comedian and Picasso we've all heard of, so I was very intrigued to see what this exhibition would be about. So this is Brooklyn Museum. I almost got run over at this crossing by this very overzealous motorcyclist, despite the pedestrian sign showing. And this is Brooklyn Museum. I haven't visited here since 2019, so it was interesting to see what the museum looked like. I thought it looked completely different in my head, and I was like, oh, has it changed? And it's like, it probably hasn't. I probably remembered it completely differently. I don't know if that happens to anyone else. And it was an overcast day, so it was actually quite a nice time to be inside the museum. So the first exhibition I wanted to see, obviously, was the Pablo-Matic. It's Pablo-Matic, but I also wanted to see something that was in the permanent collection, which is The Dinner Party by Judy Chicago. I wanted to do a separate video on that, and please do come back and visit for that, because that was amazing as well. Coming back to It's Pablo-Matic, so this is a view of Picasso's work through a feminist and contemporary lens. Whenever it's got a warning like that, I was like, this is definitely my kind of exhibition. They've got a very strict no liquids rule, so I had to check my hand sanitizer and hand lotion into the cloakroom, which I'm absolutely fine with. There was probably a good reason for that, so I was happy to do that. There was no queue at the cloakroom, so it was all good. So when you walk in, this is what you see at the start. First of all, I love the colour on the wall, like the red immediately sets the tone for the exhibition, put it that way. And this is by a group called the Guerrilla Girls. So I highly encourage you to look them up. GUERRILLA Girls. And it just puts a lot of these statements in black and white, and it's quite shocking. And it sets, as I said, it really does set the exhibition up quite well. And this next picture as well also it sets the tone in the sense that it gets you to look at the image, an image you may already know by Picasso, read the panel next to it, and then you look at it again through that different lens, and you start to see things where you're like, hang on, is that doesn't quite sit right with me, or that doesn't feel right. So next up was this image by Nina Chanel Abney, and it's a kind of imagining of this famous painting called Luncheon on the Grass. And there's watermelons in there. It's a contemporary feminist take on it, and I really loved it. It was a really striking image and really, really pertinent. There's so many great little details in there that are worth seeing. And again, the colour on the wall looked spectacular. And again here, this I know I'm meant to go look at the art, but I just think that it's so nice to see colour on the wall and like how it accents the room and the art, and it really did enhance the experience, which I really liked. So in terms of this exhibition, it was interesting because I liked the fact that, there was it was from a feminist point of view, it's a contemporary point of view, and it looked at things that we've just kind of regarded as creative genius as maybe not so straightforward. This was another piece of work that I really liked. It's by an Egyptian artist called Ghada Amr. I hope I've said her name correctly. And again, it was one of those things where you look at it, you go and read the panel, and then you look at it again and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't realise that's what it was trying to say, or that's, it becomes, it gives it a bit more context. And this was another spectacular one by an American artist called Micheline Thomas, and it's called Marie. And sequins and the colour, it's just like a stunning piece. And again, that lilac behind really makes it pop further. So my thoughts on the exhibition, I thought it was really interesting. It was really thought-provoking and challenging. It's definitely made me think of Picasso differently. I don't know that I agree entirely with Hannah Gadsby's view. I feel it's a very sweeping viewpoint. And I understand that this is Brooklyn Museum and they're representing American artists, but I would have liked to have seen more global majority female artists here in this particular exhibition. But having said that, Picasso is definitely, when viewed through a contemporary lens, quite problematic. And I think this exhibition does a good job of making us start to think of that. So it's on till the end, until September the 22nd. So if you get a chance to see it, please do go and see it.